Hello, parents. How are you doing today? So we're at our what's this our sixth week of school. So it's our sixth week of our teacher parent video. Uh, great week, great week. I think this was one of those weeks that we're turning the corner. Relationships are becoming stronger. I am feeling more comfortable understanding the academic personality of quite a few of my students, and I'm beginning to start to try to motivate students in different ways to reach for their personal best. Something that I spoke to them about today, and I'll be completely transparent. I told your students why, in my opinion, it's so important that they continue to try their hardest in school. I did tell them. I said, I'll be honest with you. I want every single one of you to be make more money than me, to have better jobs than me, to have a better life than me in every way possible. I did tell them I don't want any of you to become future bums where your life is not as of high quality and that you control the opportunity to reach for greatness. And that I understand that these are tough times. I understand these are not ideal situations for our students. But trying hard is something that we still need to strive for. I did tell them that in the real world that we live in, too many people do not care about why you fell short of something. It's did you accomplish the goal or did you not? And I'm beginning to be real with them in that way. I generally am with my sixth graders because I want them to start to understand that being motivated to do well at, starts at some point. It has to be something. It has to be something that is created from within. That your parents, that your teachers, no matter how hard they try, they can't get you to try your hardest unless you are willing to do that. And I really want to start to push that onto them because once I feel our students take complete ownership of their success, success is easier to attain. That doesn't mean that as their teacher, I'm going to teach them less or not try to still motivate them to do well. But I am beginning that process. And I do this with all of my groups. It's about getting them to care. I tell them, I told them that you may have a great teacher, you may have a poor teacher. But if your desire to learn is there, nothing can knock you down. And I'm beginning to say that. And I could look in some of your students' faces, and I do believe some of them were beginning to, they seem to uh, receive my message in the way that I wanted them to. Like I said, I'm beginning to really, really enjoy this class. I used the L word. I said, I love you guys. And I said, oh, wait, I meant I like you guys. I like you guys. I don't know if I love you yet. But reality is that some of these students are already, even from over the computer, I'm beginning to feel like I'm creating some type of connection with some of them. So that makes my job enjoyable. It truly does. Uh, Progress reports. So I just finished putting up grades for progress reports. Progress reports will not be mailed to your house. If you want to see those progress reports, which progress report grades are just basically they're midway grades for each grading period. You have two ways to be able to access those grades. The first way is you contact the school and you request that they mail it to you. The second, and what I believe is probably a better option, is that you log on to your students' portal through Parent Portal, or make them show you their student portal, and those grades will be visible from there. I believe on Monday. Now, when you see those grades, I'm gonna tell you because it's a progress report. Progress report grades are not as important as the actual grade they have at that moment because we're still technically in the middle of a grading period. So some of your students' progress report grades may be lower than their actual grade, and that's simply because they turned in work late after I had to turn in my grades to my administration. so their grades don't reflect the late work that they had turned in. So don't be alarmed if your students' grades are a little bit lower, but they tell you I've turned it in. They probably have. I just didn't have an opportunity to put it in their grade book to see how the change had occurred. Conference week. Next week is conference week. I would like to say thank you to all of the parents who've already um, registered to meet with me and set a time. If you've not done so, I hope that you do. We'll be meeting Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Our Monday and Wednesday's meeting times are from 1:20 until 3 o'clock. That's Monday and Wednesday. Tuesdays and Thursdays times will go from 4 o'clock to 6:30. I sent an email out to you and your students that will allow you to be able to make an appointment, make a time where we can meet. Each meeting will be about 10 minutes. Some might go slightly longer, some might go slightly shorter, just depending on the information that I need to provide to you about your student. If you haven't done so, once again, please take the time to sign up. I'm really interested in being able to speak to you in person or speak to you and see your face over the Chromebook, but nevertheless be able to have a short conversation with you about your student. Um, some of us, we need to do that to create an action plan on how we're going to get your student to reach their highest level of potential. Assignments and late work, I still want to let you know I'm still accepting late work, even though a progress report has already um, taken place. I'm still accepting work that could have been started or assigned in the first day of school. So if your students haven't turned it in, we can still get that stuff turned in. Cameras. Okay, so starting next week, I'm going to become a little more strict on students showing their face during Zoom sessions. Initially, I was not. I wasn't the camera police, but now I'm going to have to ask a little more. In particular, there's a few students who they are not turning in work, and I'm not. They're coming into the Zoom sessions, but I'm not hearing from them. I'm not seeing them respond in our chats, and I'm going to have to ask those students to show their face, and I'm probably going to make it to where I'm not targeting that particular student. I'm going to hold everybody to the same standard, uh, unless I receive some type of email or notice from you as their parent requesting otherwise. Because I think you guys know which of your students feel comfortable um, showing their face and which ones don't. Even though this is week 6, some students just this isn't something that they're comfortable with, and I want to be respectful of that. I want to be totally respectful of that. So, okay, what are we learning next week? Your students will be finishing up their narrative essays. It went a little bit longer than I had originally anticipated. And we're going to read a story on phobias. So I hope that some of them ask you questions like, what are you afraid of? What did you used to be afraid of? That'll let me know that the story has reached a level of engagement to them that they're willing to take it forward and expand on what they have read by asking you questions. For math, we will be having a test on dividing and multiplying decimals. That test will be on Wednesday. And then after that test, we're going to start a brand new chapter on what they call coordinate planes, which is basically graphing. For science, we will be continuing the theme of human impact on the environment. And with history, we're going to be entering the civilization of Mesopotamia, as well as we're going to talk about our first major world religion, which is Judaism. We're going to be beginning in the next few weeks to talk about the origins of Judaism. So, with that said, I would like to repeat what I've said earlier. I'm really enjoying your class, your students. I love my class. Uh, I I dance every time I see them on Zoom because they bring me joy, and I hope that I'm um, able to deliver that same level of joy to them as well. So hope you have a wonderful weekend and see you later.